Hi. Well, welcome to my channel, and I want to start off. Well, there's been anti-austerity measures in Bristol, complaining about government cuts and how it affects the poor. But I'd like to know what austerity. Excuse me. You know what austerity? There hasn't been any. Country's £1.5 trillion in debt. There hasn't been austerity for, well, 20 odd years. You know, when the coalition got in power in 2010, the national debt was about just over £700 billion. In 2010, sorry, in 2015 now, the debt's standing around about £1.5 trillion. They've doubled the debt. So what austerity? Austerity is basically the country living within its means. Austerity is needed when governments overspend, rack up huge deficits, and rack up debt. So if we had austerity, the debt should be lower than 700 billion, not double. So really, what are they protesting? Well, they're protesting because it's a Conservative government and they're considered to be the nasty party, and all these austerity affects the poor. Well, what is the other alternative then? Carry on spending the way we are? Well, £1.5 trillion in debt. We don't have any money. It's skint. The country's skint. It's broke. It's bankrupt. But because governments can print money and borrow, they keep it going. If you and I weigh our household budgets the same way, well, we'll be living in cardboard boxes under the bridges eventually. So we get these people saying, oh, this affects the poor and it hurts the poor and all that. But what's going to actually hurt the poor in the long run is we carry on in the spending the way we are. I mean, what's the alternative then? Okay, then we just get government to keep spending and spending and spending, all in the name of helping the poor. All it does, in the long run, is help keep people poor and make the poor poorer. Eventually, we'll all end up equal. The mega rich, the very rich, are never going to really get affected because they've got enough savings to get by. But they don't really need government help because of the money they've got. They've been successful in businesses, etc. So what? I'm not that bothered about the rich. I'm not going to sit here and start saying, oh, the poor, oh, the 1%. So what? I wouldn't mind being part of the 1%. Driving a truck, as you can probably tell, because I'm never need F. I'm never going to be part of the 1%. But you got to look at the one thing. It is morally wrong to rack up huge debt in the name of helping the poor and expect future generations who have no say in this, the ones that haven't even been born yet, are going to be lumbered to try and pay back the debt that the last 2 or 3 governments have racked up. I mean, in 1997, there was a surplus. The budget was in a surplus. Gordon Brown sold off our gold reserve, sold all our pensions, for what? To expand government. The working class had abandoned labour because, like her or love her, Thatcher lowered taxes for everyone. Many people started up their own little businesses, and as Neil Kinnock said in a speech at the Labour Party conference, how can we tell knockers have taken home £400 a week, we've got the second house in Marbella, vote for us, we'll take you out of the misery. People realise that lower taxes and money in their pocket is better than government keep taking it and spending. So Labour expanded government, went after Mondale man, the middle class, whatever you want to call them, expanded government, and that helps keep people poor. It raises the cost of living. When government spends more money, they need to get more revenue. How do they get the revenue? Off the tax money. Now, they don't want to be seen raising income tax on the 99%. So they raise tax elsewhere. Fuel duty went up, road tax went up, other taxes went up. Cost of living has increased. That affects the poor more than big government spending. That affects the poor. You want to help the poor, you shrink government. You shrink government spending. But government isn't here to help us. It's there to make the law. The law's there to protect personal property and liberty. And that's basically it. If we've got government that does that, it'll be better way. But no, we expect the welfare state's been increased. We've got people on welfare that don't really should be qualified for welfare. They're fit, they're healthy, they're capable of going to work. But when you can earn or get as much on welfare as you can working, some people say, well, screw work. That's hard work. I'm not sitting in the arse all day and do bugger all and get paid. As Frederick Bastiat said in his book The Law, in 1851, when plunder becomes legal, people will choose plunder because labour is painful, plunder is painless. And when we talk about labour, we talk about the Labour Party, we're talking about labour as a work. We all know the Labour Party is painful, and then something in power, they become great the economy. And would like to say when the Conservatives get in power, they sort the economy out, but the coalition with a so-called Conservative Chancellor borrowed more, spent more, all in the name of helping the poor. But when we talk about the poor, we always talk about the rich get mentioned, tax breaks for the rich, tax cuts for the rich, or this government looks after the rich. The government don't look after the rich. The rich don't need government to look after them. That's the thing. That's the stupidity of that economy. Excuse me. But when we talk about their spending habits. We never talk about spending habits of the so-called poor. You know, a lot of these so-called poor have smartphones, games consoles, flat screen televisions, cars, roof over their head. And that's not exactly poor. Poor is, there are people in this world that are actually poor. They don't have anything. They don't have a house. They don't have a roof over their head. But when people, when you've got people that can have God knows how many kids, getting like 30, 40, sometimes even 50 odd grand on welfare, I mean, you couldn't even get, there's not jobs that don't pay that sort of money. So why are they going to go to work? They go to work, they're going to be worse off. Yet us that go to work, pay our taxes and work hard, we're the ones that get screwed. But nowadays it's like, to the worker, to the taxpayer, all hail the recipients, all hail the welfare class, ones on benefits. Now, I'm not lumping the ones that generally actually need help. I'm not talking about the ones that cannot, because there is a huge difference between cannot and will not. Massive difference. And many choose not to because it's easier. And, you know, we can't keep spending on the other. As I said, we'll all end up equally poor. The country's had it. If we keep spending, we've got to make the cut rates. There has to be cuts in government spending. Not that actually has been any cuts in government spending, but there has to be. And proper cuts. Not little sound bites and little sort of a little cut here and a little cut there, and you know, we need proper, serious cuts in government spending. That way, in the long run, will help us all. Period. End of. Anyway. Anyway, I was thinking about it, and can't be good. Big